Well, the holidays can be a tough time of year for people dealing with grief.
Patty Cullen is joining us today. She's a local mom and an author, and she lost her son to suicide. Now she works to help people on the path to healing. Thank you so much for being
Thank you
here
for having
and for being
me.
willing to share your story. I know it's not
Absolutely.
an easy one. Your son, Ben, took his own life in 2014. Were there any warning signs?
Actually, there were not any warning signs, and that's typically what we hear from other families that have lost a loved one, is that they were blindsided and left devastated. And so our hearts go out to all who've lost loved ones to suicide.
Absolutely. You founded Ben's Hope in your son's honor. Tell us a little bit about your mission.
So honestly, initially, I didn't even know if it was possible to survive Ben's suicide. And as his mom, I didn't really know if I wanted to go on. Feeling you failed your child is a pretty heavy weight to carry. But you know, God put the right people in our paths to help others, which we're just so blessed and honored to do that. Ben was like the most giving, kind, selfless person you could ever know. So I feel like Ben's Hope Ministry is so representative of him. Honestly, we had our first survivors of suicide meeting in Madison at Journeys Mental Health, where we came for support. And we're so grateful for them. It was our saving grace, honestly. And I believe that the 5-hour commute and meetings bi-monthly just got to be so much. And when you're grieving, just to breathe takes everything, so that commute was a lot. So we decided to look at the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention, and we found materials that we could become peer facilitators. And so 4 months out following Benjamin's suicide, we started hosting in Grant County for people in the community, outside the community, survivors of support. And we host that every month, the second Tuesday of the month, and are just so grateful for the warriors and the courageous people that come forth and look for healing and support.
You really need that support, and you've also written this book called Tears of Love to
Yes.
help other families. So what is your goal and what is your mission for this book?
You know, this is another thing. 4 weeks following Benjamin's suicide, God put it on my heart. He said, I want you to start journaling. He said, my son Jesus died to save the lives of others, and this book is going to help save people's lives. Now, I honestly said no. I was reluctant, but God was persistent and I was obedient. And so this book came to fruition, and it's been everything what the title says, Tears of Love. So many tears have gone into that. I feel like 9 years ago, because we just had Benjamin's 9-year anniversary on November 11th, and on November 17th this was published, but I feel like this was an opportunity for the 9 years in between for us to grow and learn, and there's so many experiences that are shared in here and just lessons that we've learned, and first off, how many people are struggling. Never did we have any idea how many people were struggling, and to know that we could contribute to their healing. And so I talk about our visits to the schools and talking with kids, providing resources to kids, talking with adults, talking with schools. We host survivors of suicide meetings. We host a 5K annual event. We have moms retreats that I host. This last year I've hosted actually 3 retreats for mamas who've lost children by suicide or otherwise. Anything that we have learned about suicide and about our journey, I feel like I've tried to share in this book in a means to offer hope to people and just to offer insight, because who wants to talk about suicide?
Yeah.
Not most people I know, but because it's a topic that desperately needs attention. I mean, desperately needs attention. And like I said, if there's anything anyone will take away from this, I will be so humbled and honored. And like I said, what each person will take away, I don't know. But it talks about COVID and the impact COVID has had on mental health and how many people are still struggling from the aftermath of that. You know, who would think that that would be the case? But it truly is the case. So again, there's so much information. There's so many tears, so many tears of love that are poured into this. And my hope is just that it will offer insight, that it will help people that are struggling to know that people care about them and love them. And if they weren't here, someone would miss them with all their heart. So
Well, I know it's a difficult story to share. And we appreciate you being here and sharing your story,
Thank
because
you.
it is so important for so many
Thank
families.
you.
And we'll have more information on this on our website on where to find the book and more
Yes.
information from
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Patty, so
Thank
much.
you.
This is very brave of you.
Thank you.